Hello, my name is Clarence Hodges. I'm from America, and I've been teaching here in the Far East for about 22 years. Let's see if we can go over some grammar questions and see how much you know as far as grammar is concerned. Now, here's something that a lot of my previous students have had problems with. Complete sentences. The question is, what is a complete sentence? And here is the answer. A complete sentence must have a subject and a verb. It often has an object, but you don't always have to have an object. I'll give you an example of a complete sentence. He died. That's a complete sentence. He is the subject, died is the verb. A complete sentence does not have to be long. You always want to try and avoid a run-on sentence, which means a long sentence. It can make people lose the train of thought. He died. She cried. They cooked. These are all past tense sentences. Now, if you want to use a present tense, you would say something like, she is crying. And you want to use a gerund at the end, ing word. They are cooking. We are listening. Those are complete sentences. When I tell my students about writing, I often say, make sure if you're going to write a paragraph, make sure you have a topic sentence. A sentence that basically explains what your paragraph should be about. Avoid run-on sentences if possible, but make sure each of your sentences has a subject and a verb. Now, this is crying is called a verb phrase. So a verb like cooking would not stand on its own. You must have another verb added on. Are cooking. They are cooking. So this would be a verb phrase. She cried. Past tense. You don't need a verb phrase, just one word. Keep that in mind every time you write a sentence. And if you start out with simple sentences first, you can work your way up to more complicated sentences. This is my advice to you, to all of my students. All right, now we'll talk about prepositions. Prepositions are a very vital part of the English language. Prepositions, like conjunctions, form a bridge between words. Let me show you. Here is the bridge, and here is the land. Finally, the water. Now let's talk about prepositions. Let me give you some examples. You can see them here on the bottom of the screen. In, at, for, to, with, about. Those are just a few examples of prepositions. Prepositions form a bridge between two phrases. Phrases that are not necessarily a complete sentence. Let's look at this. We are going to the supermarket. Period. To joins the phrases we are going, and actually, we are going can be a complete sentence. Or more of a response. Are you going? Yes, we are going. To the supermarket. The supermarket is not a complete sentence. We are going to the supermarket. Okay, now let's look at a conjunction. We'll use a word like but. But and although. 3 examples of conjunctions. He likes candy, but she likes fruit. See that? Both are complete sentences. He likes candy. She likes fruit. But is the conjunction that joins them. That is the big difference. Okay, now, let's look at this sentence. This sentence is dealing with the correct preposition. Fiona is very angry, blank, her boss's decision. The answer is A, for, B, against, C, about, D, to. The correct answer would be about her boss's decision. All right, here's our next statement. It's Susie and John are planning to get married and blank a lot of children. What would be your answer? A, have, B, make, C, bring, or D, get? The correct answer is have. We wouldn't want to use a term like make a lot of children. That would sound very inappropriate. Of course, we're not bringing the children anywhere, and get a lot of children would also sound a little off-centered. So the best word would be they are planning to get married and have a lot of children. Here's our third and final statement, and I want to see if you know the answer to this. When Sam was a small child, he, blank, spent hours playing the piano. A, should. B, used. C, was. D, would. The correct answer would be would. If we were going to use the word should, we would have said he should have spent. We would use the past participle spent hours playing the piano. Used would be used to. We would add the preposition used to. Was would be inappropriate, would spend is the best term to use in this case.